Oh, you love her, baby. Kami Mommy, the cult of the Crybullies. Why people hate the left. Oh, honey, I could give you a myriad of reasons people hate the left, and it would take me a whole lot longer than 30 minutes and 39 seconds. How you condensed the loathing towards the left to just half an hour is actually impressive.
That's what editing is for. You go on that rant, and then you just cut it down.
Well, speaking of rants, you ready to get our rant on?
Let's go.
Episode of What the Hell is Going On with your host, Ugly Belle Delphine. Now, before you ask, yes, there is an Epstein Files video coming out. I feel like everyone has like streamer brain nowadays, and like every fucking video has to be breaking news in order to get the most views. But I am taking my time with it. I'm sure you understand there is a lot happening.
You know, with this anti-Semitic culture right now, he voted against a resolution condemning.
The culture isn't anti-Semitic enough.
Nope.
I want to be clear.
Do you want to go there, Attorney General? Do you want to go there?
She's ready to throw down.
Gentlemen, talking about anti-Semitism to a woman who lost her grandfather in the Holocaust.
And this right here is the perfect example of why women shouldn't be in political power whatsoever. These are both worthless troglodyte humans that have no need, no deserving, nothing to even be in the positions they're in. Not saying it would necessarily be better if men were in charge, considering, you know, like government, again, across the board is evil, but it would at least be smarter.
Well, that, and it would be led less by emotion for sure, because this is, I cannot stand this. I agree with you, by the way.
F's in the chat for Pam Bondi.
Oh, yeah.
Your country, sir. Anyway, let's just forget about these satanic billionaire pedophiles running the world, and let's talk about some internet drama, shall we? Because that is what's really important. For a little over a decade now, the most inane things can get you called a racist or a Nazi on the internet, to the point where these words hold little to no meaning anymore. It's so bad that when someone is called a racist or a Nazi online, I'm immediately like, oh, what funny joke did they tell?
Exactly. The beyond that, the moment someone's called a racist or a Nazi online, bingo, bango, bongo, you just point me towards someone to follow. I would not have known who Leaflet was if not for people calling her a racist, Nazi, bigot, all that. But now that I've seen that, I discovered her content, and she's fucking awesome. Thank you, leftists out there, for calling random VTuber racist Nazi.
Yeah, especially since I don't really watch VTubers, and then they're like, oh no, but she's the worst of them all. Ooh, I shall partake then.
Plus, being a Nazi really isn't so, like, because I've always wanted to be able to dance, and I feel like the first step to learning to dance is understanding rhythm, and goose stepping has to be done in rhythm. So that's like, there are pros.
And they dress really sharp.
So good, dude. So good.
But ladies and gentlemen, we have officially come to the point where not saying anything also makes you a racist Nazi. For the few of you watching this channel who are employed, there's a very popular Twitch streamer named Emiru. She's a cosplayer and just kind of a fun, chill, normie video game streamer. Well, the other day, someone in her chat asked her opinion about ice, and this is what she had to
Not even someone in her chat, one of her own fucking mods, but that's neither here nor there.
Really?
say.
Like, there's a certain extent where I'm like, okay, sure, I get people wanting big content creators to, like, say their opinions on, like, important topics. I get that, right? But it's like, if you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to get off the internet.
In a world where it seems like every single celebrity is just...
We gotta stop for a moment because y'all are just going fucking wild tonight. Shout out to Carlos Batista for the two-banger, says, you're racist. Thanks for noticing. I work hard. And then J-Mac coming in with 20 gifted Words of Paradise memberships. Jesus Christ. That is, by the way, the equivalent of a red boy. That would make the third red boy tonight. You guys are... Cinny.
You guys are pro-enslavement. Hell yeah. Leon doesn't get a day off.
This is true. I don't get a day off. That I'm pretty sure that means we just hit tier 3. But again, I cannot say thank you enough. Shout out, homie. Truly appreciated. Again, absolute legend. my brain is broken that we've received such support tonight. I don't know if the sincerity is shining through or not. I can I will keep saying thank you, but no, truly, thank you so much to all you guys, every one of you guys. It is I'm absolutely blessed.
It's looking like Christmas in your chat with all the red and green.
Yo, hey, bingo, bango, bongo. You said it best. So yeah, let's go ahead. Let's play y'all some clips. While I try to regain composure.
Like, I don't think humans were meant to see sissy hypno inflation compilations.
But hey, by the way, did you know that I suck dick as a man? I lick the ass of other men. But really quick, I lick the balls of a man.
And then we'll round it out with some JD advice. That's right, baby. Shout out again. Thank you all so much. I don't even know where that puts us in the tiers, but I know it puts us past tier 3. I'm blessed and humbled by all of you guys. I had the greatest job in the world, and it's only because of you. Thank you so much.
Oh, fuck you. They're not doing it for you. They're doing it for me. No, I'm just kidding.
To be fair, they're probably very happy to see you back after a week off. So
it's been nice to be back.
Screaming their political takes completely unprompted. This was a refreshing thing to hear. Seems like a pretty sane, rational, inoffensive thing to say, right? Wrong. This short little clip where she ironically...
I missed one. I missed one. Also, our boy Hayden Wayne came in with a 15-month... Oh, dude. Again, thank you so much. 15 months of membership is... I'm not going to cry on stream because I'm a fucking man. But I can't super chat anymore.
Okay.
You already own this item, YouTube bug. Oh, that sucks. Hey, dude, don't worry about it. I just appreciate that everybody's here. Thank you. Yeah, this was the plan. Like I say in chat, it absolutely was the plan. From the beginning, it was the plan. You are 100% correct. Again, thank you so much, homie.
Tried to avoid controversy, ended up being one of the most controversial dramas this year. I feel like decades worth of news has happened in the past 2 months, don't you? Every day there's a breaking story of the most insane shit you've ever heard in your life, and everyone is expected to have a fully formed opinion on every single breaking story. There's pressure to react, to pick a side, to condemn, to defend, but the reality is when a story first breaks, we're usually not seeing the full picture. And that's why for years now, I have been using today.
I knew she was going to go into her ad read for all sides or whatever, but let's talk about what she was saying for a moment though, because I don't know. I agree with the sentiment, but I actually don't think it is as much of a problem as she makes out here when she says, there's pressure to react, there's pressure to take a side, things to that effect, and maybe I'm in the minority. I can only use my own anecdotal experience, but whenever all this breaking news stuff happens, I don't necessarily feel that pressure to react or to talk about it or whatnot. It's in my thought process is if you're going to be a content creator on the internet, regardless of what kind of content you make, you just do and make what you want to do and make. So the Epstein stuff, there was no pressure from, anybody in my chat, for example, to actually cover it. I was doing it because I was interested in doing it.
I think that's fair. And I mean, that's been how I've been approaching it too. It's if my chat brings it up, I'll talk about it. But overall, it's I don't have the content brain. I don't really look at things and go, oh, that would give me some clicks. I'd just be like, oh, that looks like it'd be interesting and something I could at least, add to on a conversation.
Right. And today, for example, I didn't do a video. Like I was saying at the beginning of the stream, I didn't do a video, even though I normally try and do daily content. I didn't do a video because nothing jumped out at me as particularly interesting. I was talking to the boys on SNH about it earlier this morning. It was 9 in the morning. I was talking to the boys on SNH. I'm like, yo, guys, there really ain't anything to talk about this driving my interest. And Real Life Fake Wizards was like, dude, the Pokemon drama that just dropped. And I was like, I mean, if I cared, I would, but I don't. It's for the people that aren't interested in that do care, by all means, talk about the Pokemon drama. I think it's absolutely scummy charging $20 per game for these 2 games that came out in 2003 or whatever. Yeah, that's scummy, but it's also such par for the course for Nintendo nowadays that I'm not emotionally invested enough to care to make a video.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And I mean, if you're dumb enough to spend more money on a game that came out that long ago, that's on you, buddy.
And Hayden says there's 1,000% pressure to react. The mob will come for you. Some of us just don't care. I haven't made a video in a year and I get the pressure. And I guess that's more what I'm trying to say, because this is a better way. Like, I think that they will try to apply pressure. It's up to you as to whether or not you actually feel that pressure. And I think that the YouTubers or content creators, whatever, that succumb to that pressure, that is a failing on their part, because the only pressure that can be applied to you, at least in terms of this like incorporeal ideas of what you should and shouldn't be covering, is only what you allow. But so yeah, in that regard, I get it and I do agree. Ebonics Kang with the 2 banger says, "Be a man for once, or back to the kitchen." And then Matt Funcool came in with a 99-cent super sticker of a cool dude in sunglasses, and then our boy Sebrew came in with that lemon party superhero. So shout out to all y'all. Thank you so much. Let's play a quick clip.
And a friendly reminder, fuck you, Leon.
Shout out. Thank you. And do you have something you want to add, Cindy?
Said, yeah, the sticker's the only time Matt can look cool.
Let's keep going. She's about to do an ad read. Y'all know the drill. We let the ad reads play out on this channel if we're going to be stealing their content.
A sponsor, Ground News. So let's quickly give them a shout out before we jump into today's video, shall we? Ground News is a website and an app that lets you see how news stories are being covered all across the political spectrum, from left, right, and center. Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown of political bias, ownership, and headlines that helps you understand the full story and really make sure you're getting both sides. They really make it fun and easy to compare headlines to see how political bias and media ownership can affect the framing of a story. For example, let's take a look at this one about how RFK admits he used to snort cocaine off toilet seats. If you look it up on Ground News, a right-wing headline covers it like this: RFK revealed why he wasn't scared of COVID. It was a legendary answer. And a left-wing outlet covers the same story like this: Robert F. Kennedy Jr. doesn't fear germs, and his reason is really, really gross. Same story.
He licks everything.
So, to be fair, bias aside, I do like the right-wing version better. But that's one of the least egregious left-wing style titlings. Like, they've done so much worse. Ground News is actually a good app, even if you just use the free version. Oh, I didn't know there was a free version. That's why I've been holding off on getting it. So yeah, that's interesting. I do need to get Ground News. Shout out, Hayden. Thank you.
Story, completely different vibes. The Ground News feature I like the most is the blind spot tool. It shows you how news stories have been covered by only one side of the political spectrum and ignored by the other. For example, here's a story about how Hillary Clinton says migration has gone too far. Rare Hillary Clinton W. Suspicious. 37 sources covered it. 91% of those sources were right-wing, and only 4% were left-wing. Interesting. Or this one about how middle-class Americans are selling plasma because of financial pressure. Americans are selling their blood because they're so poor. 71% of the sources that covered this were left-wing, and only 14% were right-wing. I have been using Ground News for like 5 years now, and I am obsessed. It is one of the first apps I open when I wake up in the morning. It really helps me stay informed and helps me keep up with the news for my videos. But don't just take my word for it. Even the Nobel Peace Center recognized Ground News as an excellent way to stay informed, avoid echo chambers, and expand your worldview. Best of all, I am currently offering 40% off their Vantage plan, which is the plan I use to access all their amazing features. This comes to only like $5 a month, which is like the price of a cup of coffee nowadays. To get the 40% discount, just go to ground.news/shoe or use the QR code on screen right here, or click the link in the video description down below to subscribe to their Vantage plan today. Big thanks to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad as always. Right. And now
she can look at me like that any day, Cindy.
I don't blame you.
Get back to the video. In this video, we are going to talk about the drama surrounding Emiru, the people trying to cancel her, the mistake the left is making by embracing cancel culture again. We're gonna read some insane, hilarious tweets, of course, and then we will talk about my personal experience with these people. And what do I mean by these people? I mean the cult of the Crybullies.
I honestly love this coming back, like the cult of the Crybullies and whatnot. This is really bringing back those like peak 2017 like post Gamergate skeptic era vibes of like before the term woke was even a thing, when we all used SJW and whatnot as the insult. Like even though this is a brand new video, it's really taking me down memory lane.
Is Crybullies like a term that was used before?
Oh yeah. Crybullies was absolutely a thing from like the 2014 to 2018 time on the internet.
Huh, interesting. I didn't know that.
I'm sorry if I sound even more like a prepubescent boy in this video. I am a little bit sick, but I am here, slaving over a hot laptop. For you. If you guys saw my last video, you know I am quite critical of ICE. I don't think we should abolish them, of course, but I think it is good and healthy to criticize your government. I am a political culture war commentator. I talk about political topics often. People come to me to hear my political opinions. But not everybody wants to be a political YouTuber or streamer. And not everybody wants to listen to a political YouTuber or streamer. Sometimes we just want to have fun and talk about other things. There are lots of other things to talk about. Sometimes we want to...
Bingo. She hard right. Dude, like, she is absolutely correct. I said this a million times, and it still bears true. I rarely watch political content on YouTube because I make political content on YouTube. So when I am watching YouTube, I'm watching like Kill Tony, stand-up comedy stuff. I'm watching Legend of Zelda retrospectives. I'm listening to creepypastas or analog horror. Like, rarely do I consume political stuff because, well, I make it. Why do I need to consume more? You get what I mean?
Oh yeah, I've been watching Dinosaurs, or a channel called Defunct Land that talks about like things.
Defunct Land is great.
Yeah.
I love Defunct Land. As far as dinosaurs go, do you believe in dinosaurs? Really?
I think they're fascinating.
But they weren't real. That was a trick by the Jews to bury fake bones to trick Christians.
I admire the commitment. I am not that committed to anything.
I'm just saying, that's what Candace Owens told me, and Candace Owens is never wrong.
Well, I mean, she also believes in time travel and seeing Charlie Kirk in her dreams.
Charlie Kirk came to her in her dreams. She thinks that space is fake and gay.
We could launch her into space. She could walk out the tube and find out herself.
Yeah, in space, no one can hear you shitpost.
Look at funny memes or watch funny videos without having politics shoved down our throat. So a lot of people thought it was really refreshing when a cosplay streamer was basically like, I don't want to talk about politics. Why are you coming to me for politics? It was a perfectly sane, rational opinion. So of course, like, half the internet had a problem with it. It's just not that hard to say f ICE. It's really not that hard to say f ICE, to be honest. Is it so hard to just say f ICE? It's really not hard to say f ICE. Jesus Christ, how hard is it to just say f ICE? How hard is it to just say f ICE? How hard is it to just say f ICE?
Well, there's a couple of options as to why they all say the same thing. Option one, because they are all part of the same liberal hive mind that has no concept of thinking for yourself or having their own opinions, or they need their favorite streamer to agree with them on every single little thing because they are parasocial cretins. That's option numero uno. The second option, which is scarily equally likely, is that dead internet theory is real, and 90% of these fuckers aren't actually legitimate posters. They're just coming from bot farms made to simulate an opinion to get more people to agree with or identify with said opinion as a means for global control and domination of the hearts and minds of the internet using populace.
That is creepy because I really believe that last one.
Oh no, dead internet theory is real. That was one of the earliest episodes of Tinfoil Haters that we ever did. Me, Sammy, and ABF actually on that episode. And yeah, dead internet theory is 100% real. Like, you will never be able to convince me otherwise. And dead internet theory, that's not new. It was proposed in like the late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Got a couple more soups coming in. Let's hit those real quick. We got Fellas over a two-banger. There are 4 lights. Shout out. And then Michael Doberman with a 5-banger says, would you kick Candace, June, or Lauren Southern out of the hot tub?
I don't know who they are.
June is Shoe0nHead's real name. Lauren Southern is a right-wing content creator. Man. And it's hard to say I kick Candace out the hot tub, but like, would she even be in it? Black women don't swim. But like,
It's a hot tub. You don't swim in a hot tub.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, it's like I feel like it still sort of correlates black bitches, water, but also you know how much I like black women. You know I got me a thing for black women.
You do have jungle fever. That is fair.
Yeah, I got me that jungle fever. Look, out of the 3, if I had to kick one, it would be Candace for sure. But that wasn't really what was proposed. Saying, would you kick? Oh, or maybe it is. Would you kick Candace, June, or Lauren out of the hot tub? See, I was thinking of like, would you kick any of them out? That's how I read it. But if he's reading it as, if he's proposing it as which of the 3 would you kick? Easily Candace. Absolutely easily Candace. And last but not least, Jeff up north coming in with that 99-cent banger. Thank you so much. I appreciate all you guys. Absolute legends. This is for you. I will come anywhere you want me to come.
All over his backside run.
I want to fuck you in the ass right now. Thank you. It's nice to get some appreciation around here.
Hit Candace, Lauren, and Shoe. Invite Cindy and Leon. J-Mac, I'll be real, homie. I would set aside temporarily my fear of water if it meant hanging out with you, even if it meant we had to be in a hot tub, which I fucking hate water. I can agree with this message. Shout out.
I'd do it.
So
I don't
move
have
on.
fear of water though. And just don't get me in trouble with your lady.
Oh my god. Just say f ice. It's not hard. Is it so hard to just say the line? Say the line. Say it! Jesus Christ, like at this point, even if Emiru did want to like abolish ice, even if she really did think f ice, she shouldn't say it. Like I wouldn't say it at this point because this is just like, this is creepy. This is like a horde of zombies chasing after you.
And yet she did, though. And I wonder if Shoe will cover that because Emiru did bend the knee. And that was the most frustrating, awful part about this is that Emiru bent the fucking knee because she couldn't handle the criticism.
That's the problem though, right? Is that you can, and I think I've said this before, is that you could tell she's lived a really good life. Like a lot of people liked her for who she was. Most of the time she wasn't used to that kind of pushback. And all of a sudden now she doesn't know how to handle it, which is heartbreaking, honestly, because she did nothing wrong. She didn't need to bend the knee.
Well, bending the knee is what she did wrong, and it's.
I meant initially.
Yeah, yeah. Initially, you're right. She did absolutely nothing wrong, and I have lost all respect for her because of that. I'm sure a large swath of her audience did, because of the idea that like once you bow and kowtow to the mob, they own you for life.
Yeah, you'll never be good enough.
Hey, it's actually super easy to stream and have opinions. I'll show you. F ICE, f Donald Trump and everyone in his administration, f Elon Musk, free Palestine, US is on stolen land built by stolen people, Luigi did nothing wrong, abortion is healthcare, leave trans people the f alone. These people literally just speak in bumper stickers, dude. Just like copy pasting the internet leftist starter pack. What the hell am I looking at? I hate the Reddit ass. Hey, it's super easy. It's crazy like 1,000 years ago, this dude's ancestors were hunting mammoths. And now he's on here like, men should not be speaking like this. I'm sorry. We need another war. The post that really seemed to kick this all off was made by Denim.
Because like I used to be 100% one of those anti-war anarchist libertarians. Over the last like year and a half, I've become shockingly pro-war.
I think it's crazy. I think it's sad that we've hit this point, but yeah, no, I agree. People are bored. Like that's the only thing I could think of that they would just absolutely keep falling to rhetoric like this, that they're too easy to fall into the hive mind states because they need something to protect, and that was not it.
Amen.
The self-described largest female political streamer. Only because I don't stream, Denims. Only because I don't stream. Anyway, I don't have any like personal beef with Denims. This isn't like an own Denims video. We used to be kind of cool years ago, but she apparently has some opinions on Emiru.
Well, yeah, it used to be super cool years ago because here's the dealio. Because I've been watching Shoe for probably over a decade now. I think I've been watching Shoe since like 2014, at the latest 2016. And Shoe was unabashedly leftist then. The thing is, even way back then, she was a leftist that would call out other leftists. Her whole mentality was, if you guys keep going down this path, which they continue going down the path and look where we are now in 2026, people are going to think ill of us. They're not going to vote for us. They're not going to agree with us because we keep pushing and pushing and pushing. We need to return to this bastion of like rational, liberal beliefs. And that was what started her effectively being exiled from the left. But like back in 2014, 15, 16, maybe even up through like 17 or 18, I can imagine that era of Shoe0nHead being cool with someone like Denims, or Denims being cool with someone with her.
Okay. Yeah, I was really out of the loop.
Yeah.
Let's hear her out. Never thought I'd see the day we'd be fence-sitting the modern Gestapo. First of all, she's not fence-sitting. She's just choosing not to talk about politics. Like, in order to fence-sit, you actually have to say something.
Thank you. I meant to make this same criticism in a different video a while back, and I forgot to. There is a difference between fence-sitting and just not having an opinion.
Yeah, there's a huge difference. And why, even if, I don't know, I think we've hit this point, at least in my opinion, where it's like, if they want to fence, fucking let them.
So fence sitting can be genuine, and if somebody is like, I can respect somebody who has not made up their mind one way or the other if they are still thinking it through, if they are still trying to get all the information, and so they're fence sitting because they don't have it in their, at least in their opinion, adequate enough information to choose which side. But in many issues, you are going to at some point or another have to pick a side. Now, that doesn't mean you need to always go to one side or always go to the other. I prefer people like pick and choose buffet style. But if the reason you're fence sitting is because you don't know enough and you're honest about not knowing enough, I would rather someone be honest about them not knowing enough than just picking a side because, oh, that's what their homies, their community, or whatever is telling them to do.
Oh, that's fair. But also, if you pick a side, right, you don't have to broadcast it.
That's true as well. Absolutely. And at that point, that's not fence sitting. That's just sitting out of the conversation. And like sitting out of the conversation is not fence sitting. Fence sitting is being part of the conversation and not actually, picking a side of the fence.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't understand that.
Yeah. Fence sitting is when you just sort of waver in the middle, like, oh, well, there's good points on both sides. I don't really want to get into like.
Oh, no.
You're saying something but saying nothing. Ebonics Kang with the 2-banger. I watched PGA tours. Yeah, wasn't expecting, was you? Actually, I that was one of the least shocking things about you, homie. One of the least shocking things. Matt Fair for a 2-banger. We're going through 2016 to 2020 all over again, and I'm here for it because that time was so fucking. It was such an entertaining time to be on the internet. Ebonics Kang for a 5-banger. She Chinese. What you expecting the French put her on? I love you, homie. I love you. And Mav Fair became a member. Shout out Mav, absolute legend. Guys, we don't really see Foxy Moxie around these parts anymore, but I don't get to play this clip enough, so we playing the Foxy Moxie clip.
Utram Shredder? Sounds Swedish. Stop it! Can't you guys be serious about anything?
Shout out. Thank you all so much for the donos.
She didn't even say anything. Like, how do you even know what her opinion is? Second of all, modern Gestapo. Why is everything the f***ing Holocaust? It's totally normal to criticize ICE. It's totally understandable to have issues with the things they are doing. But modern Gestapo? Don't you guys get tired of this shit? Like, don't you guys get tired of saying, like, isn't this exhausting after a while? Everything is Nazis, everything is the Holocaust, everyone is Hitler. It's like nothing else bad ever happened in history. Like, what did they used to compare bad things to before World War II? Oh my god, you're literally Napoleon. Also, I love this. Racist chud. Like, where did the racism part, like, where did that come from? Listen, I don't get on camera and start talking about cars or math or taxes or investing or going outside or the plenty of other things I don't know about. I sit here and talk about the gender war and the culture war because I'm good at those things and that's what people watch me for. That is my lane and I stay in it. Emiru likes what she's doing. Her audience likes what she's doing. There are plenty of other channels that will regurgitate your political takes back to you. Just turn on the TV. Turn on CNN. Most normal people are sick and tired of celebrities just like spewing their political takes completely unprompted. I don't.
And again, back to what I was saying earlier about the sort of content that I consume when I'm not making content. Like when I sit down to watch a 2-hour Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time retrospective video, I don't need to know whether the motherfucker making the video does or doesn't support ICE. I don't fucking care. In fact, if you somehow find a way to work that into an Ocarina of Time video, that's weird. I mean, unless you got like a really well-written, well-crafted joke about like, kicking the Gorons out of, Death Mountain or whatnot, I really don't want to hear your political view either way. You could be the most based, right-wing, Trump-supporting, whatever motherfucker in the world. Cool, bro. I don't need that shit in my Ocarina of Time retrospective.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Did you? Oh, never mind. Oh, that's for later conversation.
Fair enough.
I don't care what Glub-Shido thinks of politics, okay? Why does Glub-Shido have to get on stage and start talking about how we're on stolen land or some shit? Why do you need your political opinions thrown up into your mouth by a celebrity like a fucking baby bird? Like, do you really want Sydney Sweeney throwing up in your mouth? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Please don't answer that.
All right, chat. We gotta know.
Let's start a poll.
Yeah. Do you want Sydney Sweeney to baby bird you? Do you want Sydney Sweeney to treat you like a mother bird?
She's right when she says most streamers are not qualified to talk about politics. Okay, here's the thing, dude. You actually don't have to be qualified to talk about politics to say F ICE. It's not that hard of a concept.
You actually don't have to know what you're talking about in order to just say the line. What? You should look into a topic, do your own research, come to your own conclusion, and form your own opinion on the topic.
I'm seeing a whole lot of people saying no in the chat right now. Look at this. Hold on, take that chat down real quick.
No, I'm trying.
Yeah,
It's going by.
all the no's. I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so proud of all of you guys right there. Just all the no's. Good job.
Good job, cuties.
All the no's. Shit, I was accidentally pro-Israel for a sec.
Not just blindly, mindlessly say the line.
You know who doesn't do political content? Cutie Cinderella. Cutie Cinderella literally never does political content. And even she's capable of saying F ICE.
Guess what? Then she did political content.
Yes. And now she's stuck in that lane forever.
Exactly.
What about Cinna? You don't have to be a political creator to recognize that it's not hard to say F ICE.
You don't have to be a political content creator to say the line. All your other friends are saying the line, Emiru. Why aren't you saying the line, Emiru?
L ICE. Okay, but unironically though, F them. Straight up. Hey, F them. Yeah, it's F them, don't care. And if you don't like that I say that, it's F you too. You know what I mean? It's really that easy for me, I'm telling you right now.
There's Emiru's roommate saying the line. Aren't we all proud of her? By the way, where are all her friends during all of this? Where are all her morally righteous, good guy, big streamer friends while this is all going down? While she's being dragged by half of the internet for doing absolutely nothing wrong. This girl who literally just came out of an...
I'll show you allegedly where all of her friends are. Let me see if I can find it. There's a very, very interesting post that I saw that might explain where all her friends are. Here we go. Biggest conspiracy theories about content creators that I cannot prove yet. Chibi Reviews dated his ex-fiancée before she was 18. Emiru called out Mizkif but not Tectone because she's dating Asmongold. That's where they think her friends are. Now, I don't believe this for a moment from this dude right here, from Klaus, from this alleged groomer, from this alleged pedo, tranny VTuber piece of shit loser. But yeah, this is where the left thinks her friends are, that she's capping for them because Tectone and this, that, the other, yada, yada, apparently a rapist, even though he's not, and there's no credible evidence to believe he is, and that she's secretly dating Asmongold.
If you think Powder is using a voice modifier, my dude, it's only because you're not an actual woman.
I don't even know what Powder sounds like. I've seen Powder's posts on X. They're cool. I've never once heard Powder, so I can't speak to it, but I would highly doubt it simply because it's coming from this dude.
Fair enough. This guy is a fucking idiot. I don't know. He's German, isn't he?
I don't fucking know what he's a cretin. He's a creature. He's a fucking subhuman alien. Also, so stuck with main character syndrome, believes that Asmongold got his main account banned.
Could it just be the fact that you say some really stupid things?
And that would be the logical conclusion. Thank you, Occam's Razor. Yep.
Allegedly abusive relationship. This girl who literally just got assaulted, grabbed by some freak at a convention, Now this girl is going through all of this. I guess it's fine to be silent when your friend is getting dragged by half of the internet, but don't you dare stay silent about current thing. I don't even know this woman, and I'm sticking my neck out for her because it pisses me off seeing this kind of shit happen to people who absolutely do not deserve it.
If you're above the age of 18, you should care about politics in your fucking country. You don't get to be like, well, I don't agree with this whole taxes thing, so I'm just not gonna pay.
Well, hold on. If you're above 18 and you're supposed to care about politics, then shouldn't you do your homework on said politics? Which means you wouldn't say fuck ICE?
I see. I was about to say the same thing. You beat me to it, you pretty little thing. Yes, exactly. If you're above 18, I actually don't think you should inherently care about politics. I think you should only care about politics if you're willing to be intelligent enough to look into them and research and, you know, have your opinions be backed by some sort of A, common sense, and B, actual knowledge about what is going on. If you're not going to take those very basic, simple, minimum steps, then I would rather you just not give a fuck about politics.
Oh, yeah. Oh, jeez. They would rather be uninformed, and this makes them happy.
Yeah, right. They would rather cosplay as being informed. They would pretend they are informed so that they can maintain some semblance of like, oh, we're fighting the good fight. We're fighting the patriarchy. We're fighting against some evil, massive injustices going on in the world. Gotcha. Tell me, how much did you care about Jeffrey Epstein until Donald Trump's name was in the files? Because I was talking about Jeffrey Epstein back before he even died.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yep.
No, you know what's funny? Like real fast. I was watching that thing with The View, right? I liked how Whoopi Goldberg, because she was listed in it, goes, we used to only share news that was factual when we did the research. And it's like, you guys have never done the research. You guys have never been factual. That's been your whole party.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, The View just means a certain point of view. It's very Obi-Wan Kenobi manipulating logic for my Star Wars fans out there.
I'd say like, well, I'm just not going to care about all this politics stuff.
When someone doesn't have an opinion on a political topic, people like you might get a little mad. When someone doesn't pay their taxes, the government comes and arrests them. Okay, so that's the difference between those things.
There's this weird idea in America especially where like you can just be an adult and be like, oh, I don't care about politics. What?
Many people, most people, do not care that much about politics. I know to you and me that's like mind-blowing, that's like unfathomable because our whole life is politics, our job is politics, like I get it. But most people's lives do not revolve around politics.
I did not care about it. I did not care about it before I became a streamer. Like
and to be fair, even then you really at least like not to the extent like I do, for example. Like, for example, one of the reasons we don't do like hard-hitting politics on this show or on Countercast is because you're my co-host and I'm not saying this to be insulting, hopefully it doesn't come out that way, but like you're not near as invested in the political stuff as I am. You're like, it's political adjacent because it's all the pop culture, the anime, the video games, which stuff you're interested in. But even then, we don't go hardcore into the politics when you and I are on together very often, because even then that's, at least it doesn't seem like that's your bag.
It's still not my bag. I don't really care about it. But I mean, like, because they keep treading into my area, it pisses me off, and then I have to care about it.
Exactly.
It's strangers online. Crazy, I know. But man, do I envy them. I was so much happier before I knew. Sadly, it is getting harder and harder for the average person to not care about politics because politics is seeping into literally everything. Politics will be bending you over and spreading your cheeks and going in dry whether you want it or not. And unfortunately, the people who are like, I just want to be left alone, are the people who are the most fucked by politics. Also, more importantly, Emiru wasn't saying that she doesn't care about politics. She was saying she didn't want to talk about politics. I feel like that is a huge difference. I care a lot about, like, skincare, but I don't get on here and talk about, like, peptides and collagen to my audience because they don't give a shit. They're here to watch me say feminism is doo-doo and make silly little faces at the camera. Yeah, you like that shit? I hate when grown women don't have a mind of their own. You are 28 years old. Please develop a mind of your own. All she does is pander to anime gooner men. No mind of her own. I never liked Emiru, so finding out she's stupid and doesn't have a mind of her own is nice. The audacity!
Do you think that any of them are intelligent enough to see the irony in that.
No, again, that requires self-awareness.
I know she blocked out the names and blocked out the pictures and whatnot, but I would honestly be willing to bet every single one of those accounts for women.
Or trans people.
I almost said or trans dudes, and I didn't. Fuck you.
If she didn't have a mind of her own, she would have mindlessly parroted the shit you want her to say. She would have mindlessly just been like, fuck ICE. If Emiru came out and was like, actually, I think ICE is doing a fine job, do you think they'd be like, ah, yes, she has a mind of her own? No, absolutely not. They are not angry that she doesn't have an opinion. They are angry that she doesn't have their opinion. The absolute audacity to say that this...
And here's an even further distinction. They don't even think of it as their opinion. They think of it as the opinion, the only valid opinion. In fact, to them, it is not even an opinion. To them, it is a fact. And this is where the disconnect really happens, because it's not enough that Emiru doesn't want to voice, or at least at the time, before she again bent the fucking knee, didn't want to voice an agreement one way or the other. It was the fact that to them, their identity and their core hinges so deeply on this belief system that to them it is not a belief, it is a statement of fact.
It's disturbing.
It is quite terrifying, agreed.
Woman doesn't have a mind of her own, while thousands of you people swarm her like drones, barking orders at her to say the line. You guys literally operate like the fucking Borg. So what I'm gathering is that Emiru is a grown woman who acts like a frail, silly little girl to entertain fat, dirty, incel, Asian fetisher weirdos, and is okay with that, but draws the line at saying ICE is bad. Emiru and Asmon's audience are the same. Incels love Emiru because she confirms the image of the anime bimbo stereotype that incels worship. She definitely cultivated an audience who, in the end of all things, are reactionary. She appeals to violent racists who fetishize Asian women. What the fuck is this Asian fetish thing? Are they just saying this because she's fucking Asian? Like, I'm trying to find a clip of Emiru saying sucky fuck.
They're all fucking racist and stupid.
Say it with your chest.
I did. That's as loud as I'm going to get today. But they are racist, they're stupid, and you guys are all never going to keep up with them.
Dollar or something, but it doesn't exist. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's not a coincidence that she answered the question this way, and that her fan base consists heavily on Asian fetishes. I don't know where this is coming from. And the woman saying this is literally an OnlyFans, like an Asian OnlyFans model. Like, I'm sorry, are you really?
What?
It's
No way.
self-awareness. This is what I'm saying. They're so fucking dumb. Oh my gosh.
I will say, I do want to give this OnlyFans gal some credit. Because there is a stereotype that Asians are smart, and I think it's great that she is breaking the barriers and breaking down stereotypes of being such a fucking idiot.
She's got the Michael Jackson nose.
PYC instead of PYT, pretty young chink.
Oh my god.
The person to be talking about fetishization here. The most insane part of all of this had to be when her ex-boyfriend, her allegedly abusive ex-boyfriend, posted his own ICE in the middle of his ex-girlfriend being canceled for not saying that. Like, how fucking petty do you have to be subtweet your ex like that?
No. Because, like, this guy has zero relevancy. Nobody likes him. It's the only way he gets attention.
Yeah, I don't even have anything to add. You're subjectively correct.
Another character involved in all this is former booby streamer Kaceytron.
It reminds me of whenever Amaranth started wearing a cowboy hat, because that's whenever she started going like full Nazi, basically. She started wearing the cowboy hat. It's like whenever these Texas girls in like these Austin, Texas streamer circles start wearing cowboy hats, that's whenever you got to watch out.
A woman in Texas wearing a cowboy hat? Lord, take me out. Take me out back behind the shed. Put me out of my misery if I ever...
Damn, it just said put her out of her misery. I was really enjoying where that was going. Take her out back, take her behind the shed.
Find her some nice flowers to stare at.
Check her for ticks.
Become this politically brain rotted. Holy shit.
Like, you know that she probably has like weird incels donating her hundreds of dollars. It's because, like, in my opinion, like, it's all a facade to appeal to the worst type of men. Because, like, really misogynistic, shitty incel like men, they like a woman that doesn't have any opinions.
You know, men would like her a lot more if she wore makeup, because that bitch is ugly.
Yeah, like, well, not only that, men would. So you know why she's so jealous of Emiru, right?
Younger and hotter.
Exactly. Kaceytron was the Emiru of the 2012 era. She was the original thought emo girl titty streamer. And here we are, 14 years later, and she is a busted up, chopped mess that can't go a day without smoking 6 bowls of chronic. And now we're seeing her for what she really is, the trailer trash piece of shit that needs everybody to conform to her and tell her she's still a queen. She is so jealous that Emiru has now what she had then.
Oh man, yeah, and it shows. Honestly, I'm still proud of my line, and I will think it every single time I see Kaceytron. Is she allowed to speak without permission?
If we had it my way, she wouldn't be.
A lot of incels will fetishize Asian women. Her whole platform is just like appealing to like the worst fucking men. She's like basically like she's like a pick-me for like incel freaks.
So this fucking pick-me shit, dude, it's gonna be the death of me. Before making this video, I watched a bunch of Emiru stuff, and I saw no signs of like pick-me behavior at all. At least with some streamers or some YouTubers. People could be like, oh, they criticize women, so they're trying to be like one of the good ones, and they're a pick-me. Like, okay, sure, like, that's retarded. We all know that's retarded. But at least I can like kind of see how is Emiru a pick-me? She doesn't even do that shit. Like, where is the pick-me thing coming from? No, really though, what makes her a pick-me and not the booby streamer or OnlyFans models calling her a pick-me?
By the way, I'm all in favor of stop using pick-me as an insult. Like, Cindy, define pick-me.
I think it's you say or do something that men would pick you over.
Bingo, bango, bongo. Women who say stuff to get picked by men. Exactly.
But
explain to me how it's a bad thing. Shouldn't women want to get picked by dudes? That way they can, get together and get married and raise a family and have kids. Isn't being a pick-me objectively good?
It's not just that. Like, when you make a friend, you want to be friends with people who have similar viewpoints. Not always, right? Because you could still befriend people with opposite viewpoints. But you always want...
For example, you think Demon Slayer is good, and I know that it's trash.
Yeah, like, you're an idiot, but I still love you. You're still my friend. But it's still a case of, we get along because we still have the same interests. It's not pick-me behavior. It's just you have similar interests.
But again, even if it was quote-unquote pick-me behavior, explain to me how being a pick-me is a bad thing. Women should want to be picked. Dudes, by the way, should as well. And dudes do. White dudes are out there trying to get women. What are they trying to do? Trying to get picked. You go to the bar to meet a woman or whatever it may be. You're trying to get picked. Humans are inherently have this sort of like pick-me idea or ideology about them, even if it's subconscious, because humans want to, and frankly, by necessity of copulation, need to be picked.
Yeah. So I don't know. They're trying to make it sound like something bad, and it's just like, you're fucking stupid, buddy. Shut up.
Agreed.
You are literally selling your body for men to consume. If men do not pick pictures of your ass, you can't pay rent. There's no bigger pick-me on earth than a fucking porn star. And me. I don't care about being called a pick-me. I've been doing this for over a decade now. I'm used to it. I've been called it thousands of times. I'm a 35-year-old married mother. I do not give a shit. I do care, however, when other women are called pick-me for the crime of not following a hive mind. I see it so often in like the VTuber community. Like, all these VTuber anime women will be called pick-me's for just saying their opinions. You have to understand, like, to these people, whenever a woman has, like, an opinion that is not, like, the corporate HR-approved opinion of the week, whenever a woman doesn't toe the line of the current thing, in this case, whenever a woman doesn't say anything, she's called a pick-me. You know, she just must have these opinions for men.
A woman not saying anything. What happened?
It is absolutely a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. And that's the entire thing. It's like, you can't stay silent, and you can't agree with those right-wing, incel, bigoted, racist chuds. So the only way to not be a pick-me, which apparently is the goal, is to fall in lockstep and agree ideologically 100% with every single thing that they say. Otherwise, you're the devil incarnate. Like, it is, I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's wild. It's infuriating. And frankly, VTubers are, like, I've got such a mixed thought / opinion on this. On the one hand, I love that VTubers have the anonymity to be able to say these things and have these opinions without, you know, the risk of, you know, all the danger to them and whatnot. The other part of me is like, if more people were saying what VTubers were saying, but they were doing it on camera, I think the message would go further.
I don't know, especially with like how people are nowadays, that instead of attacking the argument, they only attack their physical looks. So it's still just going to water what's going to ad hominem. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So it still waters down the message because all they're doing is just attacking you and not what you're saying. So I don't know if it's necessarily going to help by, you know, me taking off the camera and just saying it to y'all's face.
What I mean is that, so first of all, I want to acknowledge, shout out to Hypno, shout out to the Raiders. We got a big army raid, my man with a plan. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much, Hypno. Truly appreciated. Thank you so much, Dragon Fender, for the sub. And actually, I'm glad Hypno raided at this time, because Hypno is a perfect example of this. So Hypno, he comes out, he does his show, whether it be Saturday Night Hypnosis or whether it be Hypnocast or his daily videos. And he says awesome, cool, base shit, some of which I agree with, some I disagree with, you know, because again, we're homies, we don't have to agree, just like you were saying earlier. But the fact of the matter is, Hypno comes out, he says his shit, and he says stuff that is, at least for many years, was relatively unpopular because you had to fall in lockstep with the mob. And Hypno, to this day, still gets stupid, awful, annoying comments of like, oh, he's only saying this because he can hide behind the avatar. Homie wouldn't be saying this if his face was on camera. Like, VTubers are inherently attacked with, the only reason you hold this opinion is because you can say it safely and quietly without showing your identity. You're a coward. Like, you can dispel them coward allegations real fucking quick if you show yourself on camera. Thing is, a lot of VTubers, I know for a fact, aren't doing it. Like, they're not. Now, some are, but aren't necessarily hiding their identity so they can say these things. For a lot of VTubers, it is a visual aesthetic thing. Like, Hypno has said a million times, both privately to me, he said on his own channel, he's like, I could fucking do the on-camera thing if I wanted to. In fact, he started off doing the on-camera thing. If you go look at Hypno's oldest stuff, now he's still wearing stuff to like cover his face and whatnot. He's like, it's a cool, unique look. You know, you've got you're decked out in black, you've got all these lights behind you, like it's got a vibe to it. And it's like, yeah, some people just do the VTuber thing for the vibe. That's fine and that's cool. But that being said, if VTubers want to dispel the, oh, you're a coward because you hide, but you don't show your face and whatnot, they could also very easily dispel it, and I think that would do good in the long run. Like, again, there are two separate things that can go hand in hand.
I don't know. I don't see it as cowardice. I could still say the same thing to you.
I'm not saying it is cowardice. I'm saying they accuse it as cowardice.
No. I'm not saying you are. I'm saying
okay, gotcha.
It's not cowardice. It's I think, yeah, here you go. It's a brand.
Well, not only that, but Dax also, it's an argument for someone who has no argument.
Yeah,
exactly.
For sure.
Exactly. And there are people that do it for the anonymity aspect, and that's fine as well. Being anonymous on the internet, there's not an issue with that whatsoever. I'm not saying there's an issue with it. I'm just saying that I think that your message might go further if there was a face to put to it. I could be wrong. That's just, what I think. Velzuver Two Banger says, Cinny. You know this for you. Why don't you read it?
Oh, Cinny, stay off my lawn. No, bitch, it's mine now.
No, he's saying that's how you sound when you're telling people to stay off your lawn because they infected your games and your comics and stuff.
Oh, yes. Actually, no, you're right. Thank you, Fel. I appreciate that.
Retromeister for a 5-banger. There's a quote I came up with back in 2021 to best sum up the insanity of the culture. When you replace escapism with realism, it's no longer fantasy. That is objectively correct. That is absolutely correct. And then we've got Arcuz. What up, Arcuz? Saying, hello there. Shout out, homie. Appreciate you. And again, thank you so much to the Bigot Army Raid. Hypno came in. He says, I just want to do YouTube in a weird and different way. It evolved into VTubing because that's what made the most sense in the long run, but for content consistency and removing the annoyance. Yeah, exactly. I mean, when Hypno was doing this stuff, 3-4 years ago now almost, VTubing in America was not what it is now. So that's why that's why I assume, at least, I'm not gonna put words in your mouth. You can tell me we're doing the on-camera thing, but still all decked out in black and whatnot. Then eventually moved to the PNG and whatnot. It was an aesthetic.
And it's pretty
no
cool.
other reason. Every woman is secretly a big progressive feminist. And if they're not, they're just doing it for male attention. Because I'm sure someone who looks like this is really starving for male attention.
And then in my opinion, it's like she's not.
All right, chat. I gotta know though. Who's hotter?
I think Shoe's more my type.
I think so too. Like, no shade to him. No shade to him.
She's a beautiful lady.
I gotta go Shoe. Now, I've never seen him without makeup. I have seen Shoe without makeup. Shoe without makeup is still cute. Hayden Wayne coming in with a 20-banger, saying, I'm a VTuber that shows my face. I ain't afraid, but I don't want some idiot to see a company logo in the background and try and get me fired. People are crazy. I like having a moving avatar instead of a stat picture. And that's okay. That again, there's several things I've done to protect my identity, protect my address, protect the whole nine. Because yeah, I don't want some evil motherfucker swatting me when I'm home with the family, cooking dinner, whatever it may be. So yeah, I absolutely agree. That being said, like the whole reason I don't do the VTuber thing is, for one, I like the idea of hand gestures, moving my face, facial features, the whole nine. It's like there's this quote in the movie Hitch that only 70%, only 30% of communication is verbal. The other 70% is nonverbal. It has to do with your tone, your facial features, the vibe, basically all the other nonverbal components that go into it. And so I want to convey that as much as I can. But yeah, there's pros and cons to both. So shout out. Thank you for the 20-banger, my man with a plan. Panther came in, member for 25 months. Shout out. More than 2 years. Cindy is looking gorgeous as always. Leon. Well, he's Leon. Shout out to fucking 25 months of membership. Homie out there with that, let's see, what was it? Yeah, that's that Gear 5, bro. That Gear 5 Luffy levels of membership. Thank you so much, dude. Who else we got? We got UAF Omega, member for 9 months. I've seen both without makeup. Shoe wins. Kind of figured as such, but good to know for clarification. Hypno, member for 17 months. He's getting damn close to that Gear 5. He got that 24-month period. Also, can you please help me convince these blacks to stop being so fucking casual in their SNH Plays game right now? Dude! It drives me nuts, too. It drives me fucking... What is up with the blacks and always wanting to do the casual? Oh, Marvel Rivals. Oh, For Honor. Dude, Atreus being out here like, ain't no way I'm coming home from a 12-hour shift and playing Ghost Janders. Fuck you, dude. For one, it's a fun as shit game. Is it not, Cindy? Did we not have fun playing Ghost Janders last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever?
Oh, yeah. No, that was a lot of fun. I was trying to figure out what you were saying. I heard Ghost, but I couldn't figure out what
Ghost
the second word
Janders.
was.
Not only was it super fucking fun, but also that is a streamer game by definition. That's one of those games where like everybody's involved and getting wild and crazy, scary shit be happening. It's great for the audience. Like maybe it's just me, but these Negro casual collection games, yeah, maybe they're multiplayer, but they don't actually necessarily make for entertaining streams. And then last but not least, Felzu for a 5-banger. There's a big difference between VTubers and VTweeter mob. VTubing peaked in 2020. Rip Coco, Rip Aqua. I don't really know. I vaguely remember Coco and Aqua, but I don't have enough knowledge to be able to speak adequately on it. So beyond that, I will just say a shout out and thank you so much for the 5-banger. All right, guys, here's a clip for you guys for being awesome and sending all those donos. You were absolute legends. And, since we were ragging on Atreus and Kata for their Negro casual collection tastes, I'll go ahead and play this one for you.
I just super love sucking dick. When I haven't for a while, I get needy.
That's the people dictating our games for SNH plays, just so y'all know.
Oh, man.
This is really starving for male attention.
And then in my opinion, it's like she's not entertaining whatsoever. She's like, I would literally rather watch paint dry.
Well,
So
then
true,
go
because you
watch
know what
it.
is far more entertaining than a cute, high-energy cosplay streamer reacting to memes? This is way more entertaining. And if you don't agree, you're just like an incel. Okay, bitch. Eventually, after a few days of being dogpiled by the most annoying people on Earth, Emiru came out with a statement.
Hello, it's very rare I will speak my mind, but I'd rather...
Okay, I was curious if Shoe was going to address Emmy's statement, because again, I've been saying she bent the knee. I did a whole video about her, in my opinion, bending the knee. Hayden in the chat saying that she didn't bend the knee, but she did bow. Maybe I'm being too harsh, but I don't think so. So let's see.
get my thoughts out there, so apologies if this is long. There's a clip from my stream that's been circulating a lot, so I'd like to explain it for anyone who was hurt or shocked by it. It should go without saying that no one deserves to live their life in fear of being killed or taken away from their homes or families, regardless of who is doing it, but especially not because of ICE or any other government agency. I understand the world is a very cruel and messed up place. You don't have to study politics or actively read the news to know that. I would never want to invalidate anyone who struggles with those things, and an agency causing fear and suffering deserves zero support. To me, that's not even political, it's basic human empathy.
Now, I thought that statement was perfectly fine. My issue with it is, she didn't have to make it. She was...
And that is why it is bending the knee. Like, whether you want to say, oh, she bowed, bent the knee, like, I'm not down for the softening of language. The fact that she made the statement at all, to me, is enough to qualify as bending the knee.
Yeah. I could see the mental leap. That's why I understood, and I still back up the statement.
Yeah, I mean, like, frankly, I disagree with some of the things she said in the statement, but even then, she's allowed to say what she wants. She has,
No, I meant
she's allowed
yours.
to have those opinions. Oh, you mean my statement about it bending
Yeah.
the knee? Okay, gotcha. I thought you meant her statement. My bad.
basically forced to come out and say her opinion. So did these freaks finally back off once Emiru made her opinion about ICE clear? No.
Well, she already gave the answer. She's gonna be like, hey, 3 guesses the answer. No, they doubled, tripled, and quadrupled down because they're fucking, they're sycophants.
Oh, of course not.
Nazi response. TLDR, go f yourself in your PR apology. And then
No. Here's why it's been. No, go back to Hayden's comment, please. That's not bending the knee. She was saying what she thought, and that's why it's about. It isn't an FI statement, which I see as bending the knee. But here's the thing: the reason it's bending the knee, at least by my estimation, we don't necessarily have to agree on this. And if you come on the show once we hit the extend the show portion, maybe we can have it, talk about it or whatnot. But the fact that she made it at all is bending the knee because they weren't just telling her to say fuck ICE. The demand for her to say anything, the fact that they were demanding her make a statement, and then she made a statement, is bending the knee. And she may not have said fuck ICE, but she did say, obviously, I do not agree with any organization that is putting fear in people's hearts, which is a very politically correct way and PR friendly way of saying fuck ICE. That's not even the problem. The fact that she made a statement when they hounded her to make a statement is enough for me to consider it bending the knee. That's just me.
there it is. Of fucking course she's another dumb Girl, we are not as dumb as you look. You're still a racist chud, but continue to enjoy the money you get from your incel audience because they're disgusting, just like you. All I hear is, I support Israel and my name is Emiru. Wait, what? Where the f did Israel come from? What? I don't like to talk about-
Israel is always around. Israel's always watching.
Oh my gosh. I like how they're saying we're not as dumb as this woman. It's like, you're right. You guys are far stupider. Far stupider. What the fuck?
Politics equals I'm a Nazi and I'm ashamed of my opinions. Everyone knows what's up. She's a fascist in disguise and is squirming. Emiru, you are garbage Nazi-loving You got orange around your mouth. Say F you, Asmongold. If you're neutral... Oh wait, if...
And there it is. Now it's not enough that she denounces ICE, but now she also needs to denounce Asmongold, and she needs to denounce Tectone, and she needs to bow and worship at the cock, micro-peen that it is, of Hassan Osama bin Laden, dog shucker fucker, Epstein Diddy Piker.
Good Lord. Say that 5 times fast.
I kind of switch it up a little bit every time, but I do it like pretty much in the same thing in all my videos.
You're neutral. You might as well say you're MAGA. Stand for something, ho. That's what Trump wants, for everyone to be quiet about it. The idea of get off the internet is so fucking ignorant. This dumb cunt needs to shut her fucking mouth. Thank God her downfall is happening. I've been hating on her since day one and knew something was off about her. Not a good statement. She implicitly disavowed ICE, but not so much the actual Trump admin. Yeah, you disavowed ICE, but what about the whole Trump administration? They're like literally the mouse from If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. I was like reading that book to my toddler the other day and I was like, oh my God, this is literally Twitter. You cannot give them an inch, dude. Of course are incel fans swooping in to protect the poor little 28-year-old. Ah yes, incels. Known for defending women online. What? What the f does the word incel even mean anymore? Does it just mean man now?
No, none of these words.
Man, I do.
None of these words mean anything to these people. They are just something to say to try and underline a point that they don't have.
But no, but it's worse than that. The reason none of these words actually mean anything to these people is because they live in a reality where words don't have meaning. When they live in a this belief system that everything is subjective, reality is subjective, morals are subjective. That means definitions and language can be subjective. And if definitions and language can all be subjective, then they don't actually matter. They don't exist. I can say the word porcupine and it actually means duvet, comforter, blanket. Why not? Words don't have meaning. Definitions can change. It's all subjective. These people don't actually have any grounding in their ideology, in their worldview, nothing to stay consistent. And because they have nothing that can be consistent, they can flip and change and alter their arguments on a dime. And that way they at least appear to have some sort of moral one-up on you, whether it be when you're debating or having conversations or in their belief systems. It is truly the most mid-wit, pseudo-philosophical way of thinking to ever exist.
Face.
Do not like. I had no idea this was a thing until yesterday. How come no one told me Emiru low-key a femcel? Femcel! Emiru's a femcel! Oh my do people just not know what words mean anymore? How are they coming to these conclusions? I mean, have you looked at her? I mean, look at her. Look at her. Just look at her. Look at her. Yeah, sorry, I don't see it. I think you guys just might be mentally ill. We need to do something about these male-centered women. Okay, first of all, nothing is more male-centered than centering your life around hating men. Men just live rent-free.
She's developing an eye.
Take it up.
This poor woman. I feel so bad for her.
I guarantee you that she has less frustration with her fucking toddler.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm sure that is just such a palate cleanser. Just to be like, you know what? I'd rather change a diaper than look at what's being said on Twitter.
Let's go ahead and hit some of these supers real quick. All right, so we got Hayden's, we got Panthras. All right, here it is. This one right here. Atreus said all Star Trek is trash tonight. He also said he'd point Blair White. His opinions are worthless. Okay, now I don't know about the all Star Trek being trash stuff because I don't watch Star Trek. I ain't a Star Trek guy. I'm a Star Wars guy. Rivalries are absolutely necessary in fandom. So fuck Star Trek, even if it is good. He's correct about the Blair White thing. All right, with some caveats. If your option is 400-pound blue-haired land whale with a nose ring or Blair White, I agree with the Trace. I'm going Blair White every time. Fuck fat women. They don't deserve rights. They're not real. Fat women are worse than trans women. Or trans men, or whatever the fuck they're called. I don't even know the language. The point is, fatties are worse. Hayden Wayne with a 10-banger. Asmongold already said she probably agrees with them. I think in her panic, she felt like she had to say something, so she did. Which as a political person, I get. She did a thing as a normie about. But here's the thing: that is you exactly listed out why it's bending the knee. In my opinion, in her panic, she felt like she had to say something. Nothing would have happened if she didn't say anything. If she had just let it blow over in 5, 6, 7 days, whatever, internet drama, internet news, all that, dude, it always moves on to the next big thing. Next Epstein file drops. People have forgotten. Next time Hassan shocks his dog. People were forgotten. Next time they put another big, ugly, fucking square man-jawed woman in a video game, people were forgotten. All she had to do was shut the fuck up for like 5 to 7 days and would have all blown over. And she didn't do that. She let the panic get to her. And in that moment of panic, she bent the knee by making a statement. Not saying it's good. She should let it blow over. Okay. But she was scared. Shouldn't have though. And again, I'm not denying her panic. I'm not denying she was scared. None of that. I think you're absolutely correct in your assessment of the situation. I think you're 100% correct in your assessment of the situation. I just don't see how you can assess it like that and not qualify it as bending the knee. Michael Doberman for a 2-banger says, this has been one of the best streams in a while. My man with a plan. Well, thank you so much. I'm glad you think so. You guys are what make it some of the best streams in a while. Frankly, I'm a fucking moron. I'm a retard. I got like Somalian levels of IQ. It all because
No, you're not a leftist. You don't have Somali level IQ. You're not a leftist. You're good. So keep going.
Fair enough. She said the most minimal thing possible. Man, I don't know how you could say that when it was like a 9-paragraph novel.
But God, go to therapy. Do literally anything else than make it our problem.
F her, and especially f her bestie Asmongold. I hope they get kirked. 30-year-old woman too scared to say f guys to keep her incel audience happy. Let's hope she gets abused again. Couldn't happen to a better person. Next time this cunt is assaulted, I'm gonna laugh and laugh. F her and f guys and f you if you support this cunt.
Emiru Start handing these people bananas and rice.
Emiru for supporting ICE. I genuinely hope this bitch gets. Oh, okay. I reported that one. Holy shit. What is wrong with these people?
See, you don't understand. I'm good guy, which makes it okay for me to say f***ed up things.
Has she ever? So Daxon are saying, has she ever talked about Asmongold? Where are they getting this? I mean, well, yeah, they used to do a podcast together.
Yeah, aren't they friends?
Yeah. No, her and Asmongold are friends. Her, Asmongold, and Ted Tone did the Steak and Aid podcast together for ages.
It's about bad guy. You think saying that to someone is f***ed up? Well, you should be abused too, because you're probably also bad guy. It's called being on the right side of history, Chud. Look it up.
Nazis deserve death.
There's a difference between bending the knee and bowing. Well played, Hayden. I will concede the argument based on how amazing that comment was.
And silence is compliance.
May I just remind the audience that this is what she said.
If you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to get off the internet.
Ladies and gentlemen, a Nazi that deserves death. What?
After making her terrible statement full of lies, Emiru decided to follow right-wing grifter Shoe0nHead. Of course Emiru is now following a fellow pathetic pick-me for being quiet about ICE. They both don't want to piss off their 100% right-wing gooner fanbase.
For the record, my fan base is probably like 70% right-wing and 80% gooner. Okay, but for some reason, they didn't mind when I came out and harshly criticized ICE in my last video. Yes, some disagreed, but for the most part, they didn't care. As long as you aren't preaching from an ivory tower with no nuance.
Well, hold on. That's the big-ass difference between, I feel, the right and the left, right? The left want to kill you if you do not want or hold their opinion. Okay. It does not matter what it is. If in any way, shape, or form it does not succinctly match up with theirs, you are dead to them, literally and figuratively. But
correct.
The right is like, oh, you don't agree? Oh, well, fucking well. Hell, we can have a different conversation then. Let's, we can just move on. It's cool.
Well, and I mean, her previous video, her anti-ICE video, I did a reaction to. It did relatively well numbers-wise. I criticized her heavily throughout that video. I considered the overall video an L. However, ended the video by saying she is still, like while I disagree with her opinions on this, and while I think this is one of her weakest videos in terms of like the argument she was making, the stance she was taking, she was still doing it in a calm, rational, logical way. I appreciated the fact that she 100% does not agree with everything that I agree with, or frankly, with probably, like she said, 70 to 80% of her audience agrees with. The idea that she has not been audience captured is in my absolute good thing. I went through the comments on the video. A lot of people are disagreeing with her. And guess what? They all still showed up for this one. But not only that, when she made her anti-ICE video, a bunch of people on the left were criticizing her, and a bunch of people on the left were saying that she was grifting and this, that, and the other because she's this MAGA right-winger. So obviously her anti-ICE video must have been, it was absolutely a lie. And then she's like, didn't seem like it because all the right-wing viewers that I have that openly disagreed with me did it politely, calmly, rationally, and they're still following and subscribing to me. So yeah, I anecdotally and with the data we have, we can see that her audience still fucks with her, even if she says shit they disagree with, because they respect her authenticity and the fact that her arguments are, even if we disagree with them, fucking coherent.
Yeah. I don't know. How about you just prioritize being a decent human being? I feel like that should be the bare minimum for you to be allowed online.
But decent human being to them means something very different than to us. Like to us, a decent human being is just knowing when to and when not to shut the fuck up and maybe don't rape kids. Like those are the two things. Don't be a Epstein and know when and when not to talk, and that's enough to be decent. For them, that is not enough to be decent. And in fact, they probably don't give a fuck if you fuck kids. You could be a Jeffrey Epstein supporter all you want, so long as you say fuck Trump, so long as you say fuck ICE.
I thought that was like a requirement for them at this point.
Rhyme or reason, people don't care. I'll say some shit like, we should decommodify housing, and the right-wingers in my audience are just like, okay, commie mommy. These people cannot fathom a universe where people just disagree. Oh, you're just scared. You don't want to upset your chud audience. I upset my chud audience every goddamn day. You're the ones terrified of your own fucking cult. God forbid you only agree with 99% of the hive mind approved opinions. God have mercy on your soul. I do not envy you. Once you bend the knee to these people, once you apologize or capitulate, it's over. These people don't actually want an apology. They want to humiliate you. They want to drag you down. At the end of the day, they have found a socially acceptable way to bully people. That's what this is. A lot of people in response to Emiru's statement were like, why did you apologize to the mob? You know, you bent the knee, you're a coward. And honestly, people don't realize how insane it can get. These people, the cult of the Crybully, they come in swarms, they get in your head, they prey on your empathy. They isolate you from your friends. They make you feel like a terrible person for having milquetoast normal ass opinions, or in this case, no opinion. And when you are
and that's the part I can't get behind. Like I will agree that is what they try to do. But again, back to the argument I was making near the beginning of this video. It is up to you to be an emotionally and mentally strong enough individual to not fall for that bait. Like, if they are trying to make you feel terrible for having these opinions and isolate you from your friends, this, that, and the other, I mean, yeah, they can do that. But at the end of the day, you're the one with the power. So if you bow and kowtow to them, really, you just have yourself to blame. I mean, dude, I get hate online all day, every day, all the time, whether it be because of, associating with folk from S&H or having the opinions that I do, or like it doesn't matter. Anybody in the public space does. Like it fucking happens. And I don't know, to me, it's like, yeah, and just another notch on the bedpost to quote Fall Out Boy. It's like, it doesn't mean anything at all. Why do these people, whether it be Emiru or even in this case, it seems like Shoe, give power to these folks for saying that they are able to do this? Because in my mind, they're only able to do it if you let them do it.
Yeah, no, because they're the loudest. They bitch the loudest, and if you, it's easier to just say, hey, yeah, you know what, whatever, because you don't want to get yelled at all the time, even on the internet. But I think it's better, guys. It's sexier to have your own opinion. Okay, you don't need to follow or agree with what I say or Leon says. You could be wrong, but like, it is sexier for you to be wrong and have your own opinion and not the hive mind opinion.
I disagree with this whatsoever. It depends on what the opinion is. If your opinion is, like Trump is a fascist or whatnot, even if that's your own opinion, that's not a sexy opinion. It's quite.
I meant the act itself, not the opinion itself. You twat.
Someone who is not used to dealing with these types of people, or you are someone in like a vulnerable state of mind, it is very easy for these cult-like tactics to work. This shit works especially well with women in particular, not to be sexist, but it's just true. Honestly, now that I think about it, the only people who are immune to this are like autistic people. I swear to God, people on the spectrum are immune to the Crybully tactics.
Am I retarded?
Yes, but why do you ask?
Well, because I was just talking about how, like, this shit doesn't affect you whatsoever as long as you don't let it. And she's all like, autistic people are immune to it. And I'm like, fuck, I'm immune to it.
Yes, you are retarded. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, now I have proof from Shoe. So it is now almightily decreed you are a retard.
Carlos Batista for 2 bangers says she used to date Asmongold. I've heard that rumor. I don't think that's true. There's no evidence of it. People have said that, but there's never been any evidence of it to my knowledge. Randall Zana, give it a Words of Paradise membership. Shout out. Thank you oh so much. You absolute legend. And then Hayden Wayne coming in with a 10 banger. She was 1,000% correct. Normies aren't used to it. They don't know what it's like in politics. I've been in politics since 2001. I was a stage actor. If you aren't used to it, it's shocking when it happens. But like, I don't think the politics part, first of all, thank you for the 10 banger. I'll play your clips in a sec. But I don't think the politics part is relevant, because if you are on the internet, if you're a public facing individual, like Shoe is, you've got all these supporters, all these people that are watching you all the time. You've been a public figure. You're like, the politics stuff aside, you have ran into individuals that want to try and harass you or try and tear you down. Everyone always gunning for the motherfucker there at the top. So like, just you would think that you would eventually, if you're in that position of having millions of viewers, hundreds of thousands of viewers, or it may be, people are always coming for you. People are always saying ridiculous shit. And you wave it off because, yeah, dude, they're going to come for the king. They're going to miss. Like, you make sure they miss. I don't see why people all of a sudden get all weird and whacked out about it once all of a sudden politics is the reason they do it for. Like, I don't give a fuck if it's politics or anything else. Who gives a fuck? Well, man the fuck up and be emotionally strong enough to just say, haters gonna hate.
So I think like one of the biggest problems on the internet is people never mentally leave high school, right? So piggybacking off that thought, you have to realize that Emmy looks like the type of woman that was very popular in school. So everybody liked her. She could probably do no wrong, is the type that she looks like. I know nothing about her. So she might have been, prom queen. She might have been like top of her class. She might have been this, that, or the other. So she's only used to hearing the positive. And, she joins online. She's on Twitch. All of a sudden, she's still hearing nothing but the positive. Everybody likes her for who she is. She's a fun lady. She likes video games. She's into anime. So now she's hitting the point where she's seeing the negative side, where she's getting the actual pushback from people who don't necessarily watch her, but hate her because she is a bright, happy woman who looks like she led a really decent life. So she's just not used to the sudden change in climate.
Well, and that's so like, I agree with you in theory, but I don't. You can't get to the level Emiru is. She was like the number 2, or no, I think she was the number 1 female streamer on Twitch. Like, you don't get to number 1. You don't get to having hundreds of thousands, if not millions of viewers without also a significant amount of haters. And there's no way she's gone all these years without getting online hate, without noticing the online hate. Like, so what you're saying, I think, is true for people who are like maybe on the come up. They're small. They're not really getting hate or whatnot. That the people that are watching them are generally like positive. But the bigger you get, the more hate you get as well. The larger your platform grows and your audience grows, the larger the hate grows. So now that she's
but you have moderators for that, right? That filter out all that.
Moderators aren't there on X 24/7. Moderators aren't there to moderate when what people are saying on Reddit. Moderators aren't there to moderate when articles like hit pieces are written about you by Kotaku. It's not just what's happening in your chat; it's the internet at large.
Well, I don't follow her, right? So I can only, and I don't even really read up on anybody or anything. So it's just like I'm mostly going by gut feel on it. It's like, it just feels like she's the type of person that's only ever had good things in her life, and all the negative have been filtered out, and now she can't filter this much out.
I just don't think that there's a way to be the number 1 female Twitch streamer and have lived such an isolated time online to have for all these years had that negative filtered out. That seems just statistically impossible.
I have no idea.
But that being said, we do have a few more soups. Ebonics Kane coming in with a 5 banger says, I'm back from my golf video. What wrong thing did I miss? Also, Mario is definitely better than Sonic. Yo, fuck this dude. To these activist idiots, politics is pretty much what's trendy, like in culture, in order to be popular, to stay relevant. Exactly. Politics is just internet blood sports, Retromeyer. Exactly. Shout out to both of you. Thank you so much for the donos. This clip is for you. This is actually, hold on. We got Hayden Wayne with a 20 banger. Mods protected her. She got there by playing games and cosplaying. It was a mod that asked her the question on stream. It seriously seems like her first political interaction, especially when it's as hot as it is. But again, like I said, mods might protect you in your own chat. Sure. But they can't protect you from the internet at large. They can't protect you from being number one on Reddit if there's like a number one hate thread about you, or if some game journalist outlet's writing a hit piece on sexy cosplay gamer girl women, or whatever it may be. So I think that just boiling it down to what's in her chat is severely limiting the scope that I'm referring to. Leftist ideology is the Twitch tax. I mean, you can't argue with that whatsoever. That being said, I got to play a clip for all y'all absolute legends that are donating. So how about some total chud victory? Shout out, total chud victory. And I saw your post where you said she doesn't engage the internet at large, Hayden, and I disagree. Again, you don't get to be number one in your field on the internet with content creation without engaging with the internet at large. She absolutely does. She might not engage about politics, but the internet is far more than just politics. She absolutely engaged with the internet at large. She's on podcasts with Asmongold, the biggest streamer in the world, with him and Tettone. Again, I'm sure she's got a Reddit account, because everybody has a fucking Reddit account. Like, yeah, she's got God knows how many followers on Twitch, or on X, on Twitter. She's posted many a time to Twitter. So obviously she is engaging with the internet at large. Like by definition.
What happened is Emiru just saw like a shit ton of people who were mad at her, and she wanted to do the correct thing. Unfortunately, this is just going to make it worse. And they're moving on to one of their favorite tactics.
The big question in everyone's mind is, well, are you still friends with Asmongold?
While it is appreciated that you are taking a stand and clarifying the clip, you do continue to be vague about how deep your associations with Asmon are. So hopefully you've cut ties with that hate-mongering Nazi troll Asmon, right? Glad you made this and owned up to it, but you're still friends with Asmongold, so it doesn't read as earnest. Almost a decent explanation, but the elephant in the room is that your friendship with Asmongold is holding this back from seeming sincere. Okay, now what about your best friend Asmongold? Denounce Asmon or I'm not taking this seriously. You're friends with Assmold. Assmold?
I'm pretty sure she's still friends with Asmongold.
Now, whatever you think of Asmongold, he is friends with Emiru. They are friends, even though they disagree with each other. Crazy, right?
I literally said.
I feel like Asmongold's name is like Benedict Cumberbatch. You could say it in some of the most ridiculous ways, but you know who you're talking about.
I think you're correct. Yeah.
Like, I don't agree with the things he says. Like, what do y'all want me to do? Like, fucking shoot him on stream?
Yes, that is what they want you to do. Yes.
Like
Around
100%,
2018,
yes.
I was facing nearly daily harassment for being friends with someone who was on the right. Hundreds of people were on my ass like every day.
Someone? You mean, dude, Shoe was friends with multiple people. Armored Skeptic, Sargon of Akkad. I think she was friends with Dankula, though I could be wrong. Chris Raygun, who was not on the right. He was actually very on the left, but the left hated him because he, to them, he was a Nazi. Some black guy who he was a centrist, even so, like, to them, still may as well be on the right. The point is, Shoe was friends with plenty of people that were center, right, whatever. She was dating Armored Skeptic. She didn't just fuck him, Elmer Voth. Like, they dated for years.
They were calling my job. They got emails of my family members. It was like nonstop. Now, this person was a good friend of mine, but in order to get all these people off my back, I did probably the cringiest thing ever, and I publicly disavowed her. Publicly disavowed a friend of mine over political differences. Now, for those of you who are new here, that sounds like something I would never do, but I did it. I bent the knee to a faceless mob of people who hate me. And in return, I received nothing. The harassment didn't stop. The hate didn't stop. Well, needless.
I wonder if she's talking about Blair White. I don't know. I'm actually not familiar with this Shoe lore. I'm curious. No,
I didn't know who any of these.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jacelyn Glenn. Okay. Or Jacqueline Glenn. Interesting. I'm not familiar with that. Interesting.
To say karma is real and the same thing happened to me, years later, I was publicly disavowed by friends over political differences. This story ultimately does have a good ending. Me and my friend from 2018, we made up years ago, but looking back on all this in 2026 is extremely embarrassing. And if I knew what I knew now, I would have just told those people to go fuck themselves. But in the moment, it's incredibly stressful and you just kind of want it all to stop. And you will do whatever you can to make it stop. So I understand why Emiru came out and made a statement. I just really hope she doesn't wind up disavowing friends over.
And I want to make it clear, because, you know, since Shoe brought up, maybe I've not done a good enough job of articulating it. I also understand why she did it. I just absolutely disagree with her doing it. Like, being able to understand something is not, it does not disqualify from agreeing or disagreeing with it. You can understand the reason people have for a myriad of things, but you still don't necessarily agree with the action, even if you understand the reason that led to the action.
Political differences like I did. It was a huge mistake and it is not worth it, because you are going to find yourself surrounded by people who see you as a temporary ally and not a real friend. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a never apologize person. You should apologize if you actually do something wrong, if you actually wronged someone, but you shouldn't apologize to like a nebulous, faceless mob of people while facing down a barrel of a gun.
There is nothing that she could say and no amount of money she could donate that could convince me she's not a soulless ghoul like all the men she's happily surrounded herself with for years.
There is nothing you can ever do to please these people, so why bother? They will not be happy until you kill yourself, and even then they will dance on your grave. And I know, like, with everything going on right now, like, is this really a video about cancel culture in 2026? And it's like, yeah, I don't know. First of all, you should expect that. You clicked on a Shoe0nHead video. But second of all, yeah, I feel like this is kind of important to talk about. I feel like this type of thing is part of the reason we are where we are right now. This type of stuff drives people away from the left. And more importantly than that, it's just evil. I saw some leftists covering Emiru being canceled, and they were like, the cultural shift is here. Woke 2.0, we don't play around. We're mean now. Woke 2.0?
You were mean
Woke
before.
1.0.
What was the difference? You guys haven't shut up since. Jesus wept.
Well, to be fair, the difference back then, Cinny, Woke 1.0, was they used to call your job and get you fired for saying that, you know, you don't think they should cut 12-year-olds' cocks off. Nowadays, when you're giving a completely peaceful speech and Q&A session, they shoot you through the neck publicly in front of thousands of supporters, including your own children, when you say that they shouldn't be cutting a 12-year-old's cock off. That's the difference.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that was the qualifier that now everybody should be violent for.
Exactly.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So well for you guys in the country, right? You're supposed to learn from your mistakes, not double down and get worse. I don't know how you can look at the last 10 years and be like, we have got to get more annoying. Like, what are you doing? Attacking normie streamers for not wanting to be involved in political discourse? Also, I feel like this goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm not smearing, like, the left as a whole, okay? This isn't fucking Fox News. This isn't the Nuxanor channel. I'm well aware there are plenty of left-wing people, especially in my audience, who feel the same way I do. I'm talking about a certain faction of the mostly online left. I was about to say it's like a loud minority, but I don't even think it's a minority anymore. I think it's like a majority. Like, I feel like I'm one of the only ones like holding down the fort. Like me and Anna Kasparian. And every day I'm called a right-wing grifter for being like, hey, maybe we can focus on the issues that like actually affect the working class, you know, things that actually help people, not stupid fucking shit like going after e-girl cosplay streamers. Like, can we just get back to the fact that we are all being ruled by satanic billionaire pedophiles who may or may not be eating children, please? Thank you.
Based as fuck.
And that's why we love her.
You. In conclusion, Emiru did nothing wrong. People are tired of having politics shoved down their throat, and you don't need to speak about things you don't want to speak about. You don't have to do that. You don't have to say the line, actually. This is mass psychosis, rivaling on 2020. These people are trying to socially ostracize this woman for not putting like a black square on her Instagram. They're just mad at Emiru for not doing like the ice bucket challenge or some shit. Like that's basically what is happening here. If you are going to streamers for political information, you are cooked. If you are going to Shoe0nHead for political information. You are deep fried. So that was that little video. If you liked my yapping, please subscribe. And if you can, donate to my Patreon down below. It really helps the channel out and I appreciate it so much. And I will see you guys very soon with a new video. Bye!
Banger video. Absolutely well done by Shoe. Drop it in the comments for you guys. That way you can give it a like, give it a sub for whatever reason if you're not subbed to her. I mean, look, the way I see it, my opinion hasn't changed in terms of the Emiru bending the knee. I did a couple videos on it, done many reactions to it. However, Shoe0nHead is talking about a much larger point here, which is if you've been following her content or really anyone in this space is in the post Gamergate scene. I mean, the original Gamergate, the one from 2014, they've ebbed and flowed. They've mostly gotten worse, largely recently have gotten better, but the things that have gotten worse have gotten exponentially worse. And I am baffled that there are still people in 2026, again, 12 years out from Gamergate, that don't understand how the left and how the cancel mob work. I can't for the life of me rationalize that there are people that don't know the rule. Like, actually, take Gamergate out of it. The internet been around since 1992. Publicly, it's been around since the 60s, actually, did the CIA and ARPANET. But anyway, internet publicly been a thing since 1992. We all should know how it works at this point, especially if you're a millennial, maybe some of the people on the younger side of Gen X, the older side of Gen Z. Like, there's always been this pattern on the internet of people will be the worst versions of themselves due to whatever it be, the anonymity, the lack of consequences, whatnot, and they will try to control you, manipulate you. Like, these people are evil. And when you give them what they want, it is just a stepping stone. It'll never be good enough. How do people not recognize this yet? So I think it's, even though we're out of the, I'd say we're mostly out of the 2016 through 2019 cancel culture era, it's still really important to talk about this stuff. And I think that Shoe did an excellent job distilling this one subject into that broader conversation.